Hello friends, this is Beko again, and here we have question 2, and we have this question 2, we want to use it to also write a Java program. So here question 2 says, Ham Fitness Center, luxurious city fitness club located in the Central Business District of Uganda. Mr. Richie, the chief instructor, has organized an annual triathlon to promote health and wellness among its members on the evening of Xmas 24th December 2024. The triathlon consists of 3 events: swimming, cycling, and running. Participants' times will be recorded separately for each event, and their total times are calculated to determine their overall ranking, and each participant has unique attributes, e.g. name, ID, and behaviors. Calculating their total time, displaying their details. The following participants and their times in minutes for each event were recorded during the triathlon. So this table shows the participants and then the events: swimming, cycling, running time, and their times in minutes. So we have to write a Java program that implements a class called triathlon results with identified private attributes and provide public getters and setters methods for all attributes to ensure proper encapsulation and validation. Secondly, elite participant as a class also. Create a direct class elite participant that inherits from participant, meaning participant is going to be another class. Add a new attribute, the sponsorship, the name of the person's sponsor, and then override the display details method to include the sponsor information in the output. C. Create another derived class, beginner. This is also another class with no additional attributes this time. Then implement polymorphism by creating a display details method in the participants class. That means in the participants class here we are going to write this method. Base class that shows generic details, the participant's name, ID, and total time. Then extend this method in the subclasses elite participant and the beginner participant to display specific details. The elite participant subclass should override display details to include sponsorship information alongside the base details, while the beginner participant subclass should retain the base class implementation, showing only the name, ID, and total time. So this includes methods to calculate the total time for each participant by summing their times for swimming, cycling, and running. Determine and print the participant with the fastest total time and their total time. The participant with the second fastest total time and their total time. Then sort the results by total time for additional clarity, and include functionality to handle scenarios where 2 participants have the same total time, ensuring that both are properly ranked. Then ensure the program outputs meaningful error messages if any times are missing or invalid, for example negative times. Okay, let's go to NetBeans and implement that. So here I've created the projects already. I've created the class. This is triathlon results, then class participants, then elite participants, beginner participant, and then the main class. So let's go through the triathlon participants. So here, this is a class, triathlon participants, This class serves as the base class containing the basic attributes and methods related to the triathlon results of the participant. Then here, these are the private variables with their attributes: name, ID, swimming time, circling time, then running time. Then here, this is the constructor. This is the constructor. Initializes these fields using the parameters passed, which is the name, the ID, swimming time, circling time, then the running time. So here, these are the getters and setters we create, the getters and setters. Here we get the name, and then we also set the name. Same thing applies to the swimming, the circling, and then the running time. So here, let me explain this above. The meaning for this ID, this is to distinguish between instances, variables, and parameters. Then public methods. Then it also has public methods to access and modify the private fields. Setters include validation to ensure times are not negative. So in case the times are negative or they are missing, then this error messages has to be displayed for swimming, and then for circling, and for running. Running time should not be a negative digit. Then lastly we have the get total time method. This method calculates the total time for the participant by summing the swimming, the circling time, and then the running time. So this is all about the first class, which is triathlon results. So here for the second class, which is the participant. So this class extends the triathlon class and adds a method to display participant details. So these are the participant details: the name, the ID, then the circling, running, and swimming time. Then it also uses a super constructor to initialize. The participant details, then plus the method to display prints the participant's name, ID, and total time using inherited getters. So these are the name, the ID that are being inherited from this triathlon class. So the third one is Elite participant. This one also extends the participant. This class extends participant and adds a new attribute, which is the sponsor name. Then the constructor, this constructor here, it calls the superclass, this superclass, okay, to initialize participants' details and initializes the sponsor name. So this is where the sponsor name is initialized. The sponsor name is gotten, and then it's initialized here. Then we also have the overriding method. display details to include sponsor information along with the base details of the sponsor. So this is the third class. So for the fourth class here, it's a beginner participants. So basically, the constructor calls the superclass constructor to initialize participant details, and it has no additional attributes or methods. It inherits everything from this participant class. So lastly, we have the main class, which is having the main function. So this class contains the main method to create and test the participants objects. So here we are creating the participants. So instances of elite participants, then we have the participants, then the beginner here, and then also the participants. These are created and initialized. They are initialized here. So the name, the ID, running time, swimming time, and then the circling time. These ones are all initialized here on this side. So after that we add them to the array list. So here we are adding the participants to the array list. So participants are added to an array list. Then here we sort them. The list is sorted by total time using the collection with the comparator. So this is the comparator. So after that we display the results, and also we handle the ties in case they have the same running time or circling time or maybe swimming time. So this iterates through the list, displays participant details, and handles ties by checking if consecutive participants have the same total time. So here the fastest participant is going to be created, and then the second participant, the second fastest participant, will also be displayed. So this loop here, the int I is equals to 0 initializes. Int I is equals to 0 initializes the loop variable I to 0, which is the starting index of the list. Then the loop condition, which is I is less than participants dot size. It checks whether I is less than the size of the participants list. This ensures that the loop will run as long as I is within the bounds of the list. Then I++ is the increment. I++ increments the value of I by 1 after each iteration, moving to the next participant in the list. Then we have the loop body, display participant details. So the loop body is a participants.get in brackets I. Yes. So this is the loop body, participants.get I dot display details. This line retrieves the participants at index I from the participant list and calls the display details method to print their details name, the ID, and then the total time. Then this if statements checks if the current participant has the same total time as the next participant. Then we have the condition breakdown, which is So participants.get I.get total time is equals to participants.get I plus 1.get total time. This compares the total time of the current participant with the total time of the next participant. So if both conditions are true, it prints a message indicating that the current participant is tied with the next participant. So this if statements here ensures that there are participants in the list before trying to access and display their details. So this not participants.empty checks if the participant list is not empty. Is empty returns false if the list has elements, and the not this not operator inverts it to true. So these if statements here ensure there is more than one participant in the list before trying to print the second fastest. Then the participant.size greater than 1 checks if the list has more than one participant. So these methods here, participants.get1.display details, print the details of the second fastest participant. So let us run this file and see how these participants are going to be displayed. Okay, here these are the sorted participants. Alice ID 01, total time is 80, and then sponsor is a Nike. So this one is tied with the next participant. So let's check this again. As you can see, 20, and also here 20, then 35, then 25. That means they have the same time. That's why it indicated here tied with the second, tied with the next participant. Then let's say we change this 35 to 40. Then let's try to run this. So here, so Bob has 80 minutes, Alice has 85 minutes. Then here the fastest participant is Bob with 80 minutes. Then fastest participant, which is Alice, has 85 minutes. So this is how this program works. And up to now we have completed implementing the project.